Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel.
Hey.
Hey. So I'm Uchenna.
And I'm Dior.
And we're missing our third partner in crime. She couldn't make it today, but there's always next week. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac, season 6, episode 13. So I think we're like, yes, GVO. All right, so we start off with Mia and her family getting ready to go on the trip, and her kids, are crying because they're going to miss her. And she's a little concerned because she's going to be leaving them with her mother for the first time. And I don't blame her. I'd be concerned too.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, you know that she's going to take care of them, but you don't know how they're going to react to her and you not being there. So I'm sure that's a concern. And G was like not too happy to be going on the trip because he's like,
what man is? No man wants to go on a couples trip. It's just something created by women because we think it's fun to have our hubbies with our friends and their hubbies, and men just are not here for it.
Yeah, that is so true. So true. But he's being a good sport, and they seem to have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, well, from before he gets drunk, we'll get into that later. So then we go to Candiace and her husband, and they were sitting outside talking, kind of going over what happened with the video shoot, when it's coming out. And, we learned that it's like a really tight budget because she's like, we only have 3 edits. So, they have to make sure that they get it right. And then we noticed that once again, Chris is drinking and Candiace mentions it. So it makes me wonder, is she trying to make it a story or is she really concerned? I just don't trust anything on these shows, to be real. Yeah. But I mean, he is drinking a lot, so it seems. So nothing really goes on between those two, really, right?
No, she tells him about the couples trip. And he asked, if a scholar and her husband are going to be there. And then we see that they all had dinner together. So,
right. Yeah.
So he does have like a little partner in crime there.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he never really had one before, right? No, he did. Chris, Monique's husband, they were tight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Until Monique and Candiace, the relationship blew up.
Okay.
So then we go to Ashley and Robin. Like, who knew that they were all of a sudden they were such close friends? Ashley, Robin, and Giselle.
Yeah, I don't know.
That must have happened over the summer because it wasn't like that last season, right?
I don't think I can't remember them ever having beef with Ashley, but yeah, not this close, like little sister, nothing like that.
Right, yeah, yeah. So Ashley goes over there and visits, and she's trying to convince Robin to come to the getaway.
Yeah, and is not going to come.
Right, yeah. And so it seems like Robin's not budging. Like, Robin has no interest because she's really upset with Wendy for being, a bad friend to her. So she's like, I'm not really interested in going. And Giselle made it clear by that text that she sent, which I don't blame Giselle because that was pretty mean what Wendy said. Yeah.
And so Giselle sent a text saying that she didn't feel welcome, so she wasn't going to be going on the trip. As she's sitting down getting a relaxer. And, it's so funny to me to see people get relaxers or people with relaxed hair because, so many people are natural. I'm just like, all right, you get your hair relaxed.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, of course, when they flash back to Robin, I looked at Robin's hair and I was like, I think she gets relaxers too.
Yeah. It's funny because that was what everyone was doing. And now everyone's, a lot of people, not everyone, is doing the natural look. So, and then we go to Wendy, and Wendy's talking with her husband, and Eddie's looking good. Eddie's dropping some pounds, and he's looking nice.
Yeah,
I guess since his wife is back. Say what?
I said, yeah, he has to catch up to Wendy.
Yeah, right.
I think it's funny, like they show, she had this like yellow top on, or I don't know what it was, a dress, a jacket, I don't know what it was, but you can see like all of her legs, but they keep showing it, like showing her from like her legs up when they do the camera pan. It's
right. Yeah, you're right. They did focus on her legs a lot.
I was just wondering if they're showing us, okay, she's still dressing a little.
But I thought what she was wearing was cute.
Yeah, it was
they all like name branded out. Like all they do is wear name brands. Every reality show is like that now. It's crazy. Fendi, Balenciaga, Gucci, just like nonstop, Louis, but whatever. I guess that's what they have to do to make themselves relevant. So they go to Chesapeake, right? And they get there, and it's Eddie and Wendy first, and the place looks nice. Yeah. It's not as modern as the cottages, but it's still big and nice. And then
7 bedrooms, and I noticed that she said some people would have to share a bedroom, so we'll see how that works out. Since the way she let people choose their rooms, I'm just like, so how, if Giselle and Robin were to come, how would they get to pick whatever rooms they want?
No, they wouldn't. They would be assigned. Yeah, they would have been last. So then Mia and G arrive, and G starts off pretty normal, professional businessman. And then they start doing shots, and then the real G comes out, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and Mia doesn't care. I would be so embarrassed if my husband started acting like that. Like, I mean,
she didn't care at all. I think she's used to it. So she's just like, this is him.
She doesn't really care about a lot. Nothing seems to bother her.
You're right. Nothing phases her. You're right. Except for her mom, the issues with her mom. That gets her a little bit.
I guess. I mean, but up until we saw the previews for the next, episode, even Candiace calling her mom no budget. It seemed like low budget. It seems like everyone else was hyping it up more than Mia was.
Right.
Everyone else was bringing more attention to it. She just let it glaze over her.
Right.
So I don't know if like her getting upset about it is just everyone else.
Piling on.
Yeah.
So then Candiace and Chris arrive, and her and Mia are interacting fairly well. I thought that they were gonna, end up getting along. Candiace was making little side, comments, but Mia didn't hear it or didn't care. And then, that's kind of like they did some more shots, and that's kind of like when the wild side of G really came out. And that is when she mentioned white strippers, he just lost it.
I just don't even know what happened. Like,
I know. And then he started like gyrating, and Wendy looked appalled. She was just like, and he's 68. It's like, come on, dude. Like, this is a bit too much.
I still don't believe that Mia's in her 30s. I just don't.
She's in her 40s for sure.
I just don't believe it. But it's really weird. Their relationship, what we see once he starts to get drunk is really, really weird.
Yeah.
And I mean, he did get her out of a strip club. I mean, he says that he doesn't, care to go to strip clubs, and that Mia is the one that drags him to strip clubs and asks him what woman he wants. Like, what?
I know. So do you think Mia's bisexual?
Maybe she is. I don't know. I mean, he didn't say that they had threesomes or anything. Maybe she just gets off by her husband flirting with other, I don't know.
Flirting? No, I think it's a little bit more than flirting. They're going to the boom boom room or the champagne room and stuff is happening. Why else would you go to a strip club with your husband? Like, especially if he doesn't want to go.
And I don't believe that he doesn't want to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he was going when she was there. He met her. So I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Yeah. So then Ascala shows up with her husband and he is really tall. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was like, "You're a big boy." And they all seem to be getting along. And then I don't know what happens to make it go left. What was said? I can't remember.
Ascala and Candiace go to the back and then they start talking about
the way G is acting. She was filling him in. Candiace was filling him in on G being out of control.
Okay. And Wendy comes back. And that's what she tells the two girls, because they weren't there when G told Mia to shut up. Yeah. Yeah. So she was filling them in on that. And then that's when the scholar was saying that something weird is going on at home because you wouldn't do that in front of people. Right. And then Mia comes back. And so then, they're filling her in on what they're saying about her. And they asked, if he really said that. And she was like, "Oh, he probably did." Mm-hmm. Wait, did we? No. Okay, let's rewind a little bit because when he told her to shut the F up, that was like, this is so weird to me because it was so awkward. He had his car dealer call her to let her know that she was getting a customized G-Wagon.
But he was like, "Everyone be quiet, be quiet.
Yeah, listen to this." Like, he was touching people. Listen. Like, what? That was what was so awkward to me. It was ridiculous. It was embarrassing. Like, and she couldn't finish talking to the guy because he's like, "Oh, be quiet. Just tell him to stop." And then when it explained what's going on, like, it's so weird.
I know. Let me look up and see how much a G-Wagon is. I thought it was like 90 grand, but maybe it's more like that.
I don't know, but so then he told her, "I don't get very many chances to tell you to shut the F up." So I guess it was kind of playful. It's not like he yelled it at her, but it's just, he just has too much going on when he's drinking.
Oh no, it's 162.
Okay.
It's 100 is the base price. Okay. It's 162,000.
Well.
Mm-hmm. I know, but like if you balling like that, you don't have to be like, "Everyone be quiet, listen." I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And no one really seemed that impressed. They're like, "Oh, okay."
Because it's so weird how he brought it up. I think that you're probably more confused as to what was going on than really caring what kind of car she was getting.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. It seems like the two richest people, which is Ashley and Mia, they live in apartments, not in houses, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So then we're back in the bedroom, and everything is fine, and then something sets Mia off.
I'm not sure.
Oh no! So what happened was, Wendy was saying to Candiace and Ascala, she was like, "Candiace, you made a comment about Mia's mother, and I don't think you know the story behind it. Do you know the story behind it?" And Candiace was like, "No." And then Wendy was about to start talking about it. And then Mia kind of interrupted. And then a whole argument kind of ensued. Mm-hmm. And then Mia got a phone call, and then she made that comment. about my beautiful, rich friends. I got to go out here and talk to them. And then she mentioned about the rest of them being broke bitches. And then that set off both Escala and Candiace. Neither was too happy about it. Yeah. And then it just kind of blew up from there.
So then does Karen, I think Karen and
After arrive.
Join. Is it before the salad tossing fight? Did they?
Yeah, before. Okay. So after Mia was like, yeah, I have my rich friends and I'm here with some broke bitches or something like that. And then they leave the room and then they go downstairs. The guys smartly stay outside and they hear all this yelling going on. Which,
I don't know, like, would your husband just stay outside if you're like screaming and fighting? Yeah. He would?
He's not coming in. Unless he hears some breaking.
I can't even imagine going on a trip with people that I'm gonna be fighting like that with.
Yeah.
It'd be one and done. I would never go on a trip with you because I don't go on trips to be arguing with people.
Right. Yeah.
That's just crazy to me. But yeah, so they came. Well, yeah.
So they come in. They greet Wendy. Karen and Ashley, and then they start doing the room thing. But Wendy first shows the gift basket that she made for all of them, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then the center of it is her candle.
Yeah,
which is good.
And then Karen throwing her little shade, saying that we could both be in Bloomingdale's.
She'll eventually get there, is what she said. And of course, Karen had to look super happy, clapping when she saw the candle. Yeah. So Karen is in Bloomingdale's, right?
I have no idea. I'm guessing she is.
Yes, yeah.
One of our viewers commented that she's been working on her candles for a couple of seasons. So.
Oh, really? How come we never heard about it?
I don't know. Maybe they mentioned it in whatever season she was working on it. I don't know.
I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. That's a good story, but I'm not believing it. Because Karen would have said something. You know how Karen loves to talk about herself. She brought up her wigs. Why wouldn't she bring up her candles? So
maybe she hadn't actually done a lot of work on them, and then she was just like, "Oh, well, let me get this out before."
Yeah, Wendy. Wendy does.
I didn't even realize that Wendy was that far along in her candles, because she had a box. They were in a box and they had print on the box.
It looks really pretty.
It looked nice. Yeah. Like the black and the gold.
Oh yeah, it looked really good. Because, usually you see white, like Karen's. You don't really see, something that looks like so sleek and sexy. So I would definitely, if it smells good, I would definitely buy it. And she should try to get into TJ Maxx because they sell a ton of candles there.
Candles, yeah.
Yeah. So then Wendy surprises us because I could have swore that she had told the girls when they arrived to go pick a room, right?
So that's when I watched it the second time, I wasn't sure. I think the girls just started walking around and they picked a room.
I guess so. But I thought that she had, especially Mia and G, she had said, did you guys go and find a room? Did you guys go pick a room? And
maybe she did. I have no idea. Yeah. Because I was wondering when I watched it the second time and I saw I think Candiace was going to go look for a room. And so I was just like, why did she assign rooms at the end if everyone had already kind of identified what room they were going to stay in?
Right. Because remember Wendy came in and she was like, what y'all doing in my room? And Candiace was like, nah, this is my room. My bags are in here. This is my room. So maybe she was just playing them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think she was kind of fair in the way she assigned rooms. She gave Karen and Escala, the chance to pick first because they were in the cottages on the last trip. And then she allowed Ashley to go because she had a rationale for everything because she, had to do a lot to get there because
right.
she just had a baby. She wanted her to be comfortable. And then she allowed Mia to pick because she's the newbie. And she told Candiace that Candiace said that she needed to, we needed to make her feel welcome. So that's the excuse.
Right. And, it kind of showed that Candiace really had Mia's back because she put Mia in the big house with her. And then she also stood up for Mia. So I can kind of understand why, Candiace is upset that Mia is now turned on her and was asking those questions to her mom.
Yeah, but it's something so small. Like everybody wanted to know whether or not you were paying Chris. I think they had kind of asked her something similar when they were on that trip. So just let it go.
But also Mia was just like, you know what, Candiace, you're right. I should have asked your mom that question. That's my bad. It would have ended, instead of making all these excuses when you did something wrong, just be like, you know what, I shouldn't have done it. I apologize. And then Candiace would have no reason to continue to be mad, And so I think sometimes just apologize, especially when you're in the wrong, and then it'll be done, but then we wouldn't have a show.
No drama.
Right. Okay. So,
no, go ahead.
So then they're in the kitchen, they go to their rooms, they see their rooms, and then they congregate back into the kitchen. And then that's when that huge fight starts.
Candiace tells Mia that she needs therapy because she thinks, what did she say? She thinks she treats people that are not where she is.
Right. She treats people who aren't as rich as her, like they're below her, she treats them differently. And I think Ascala was agreeing with her.
That's what yes, she was, but I think it's only because of that comment that she made where she said, bitches. I mean, I haven't really seen her. Yes, she did say, oh, I have this many businesses.
She's constantly talking about her business and her money. Constantly.
But it's not like she's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't see her putting people down exactly. I think she's just, she's new. So I think she's just trying to make it known why she's there and what she has, and trying to prove herself.
Right.
But it's not really harming anybody. If that makes you feel bad because you don't have as much as her, that's kind of your problem, Well,
no, not if she's saying stuff like that, then she really is. Oh, wait. So Mia, I was just looking up, Mia Thornton's net worth is estimated between $1 to $5 million.
Yeah. So she's.
Oh, wait, that's her. Her husband is approximately $100 million.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Candiace would have said anything about that if Mia hadn't made that comment.
Yeah. I think that's and I think that's why Ascala had her back. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. I guess because it's words and it's someone you clearly don't care about right now.
Right.
So let her go do, say whatever she wants to say, talk to her little rich friends. Who cares? Because it's I mean, aside from Mia, I guess, which, I mean, she hasn't really shown me anything for me to think that she's so above them. Yeah, she may have some joint chiropractor stores, but I mean, she's not, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
She can't even get a nanny to take care of her kids. So I don't really see what the big deal is. Just let her go off and do whatever. I think she grew up, like she said, she grew up in foster care and things like that, which I imagine that people that grow up like that are constantly trying to prove themselves to people. Yeah, and no matter how much money she makes, I think she's always struggling to prove that she's worthy Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but of course, like, I know they're not going to go through all the psychology behind why she's acting the way she's acting. But I guess I just be like, whatever. Because, you know, even if she's the person that makes the most money, she's Candiace, you know, all the rest of them are on the same level just about. So, so what does it matter that she's
and plus she's new. No one really knows her. Candiace is established. She's been on the show for 3 years. So she should just see it, like you said, as Mia trying to prove herself, and then just not give her all that time and energy, you know?
Because she's not like, I understand that she's like, how many businesses you own? You know, she's asking those questions, but she's it's not, I haven't heard her say like, oh, you guys can't afford this, or, oh, I got, you know, like she's not doing that where I would put her in the place of saying she's a classist, like a scholar bit. But I mean, they could have, more things could have happened
and been said.
But
yeah. And then, you know, like Candiace seems to be spiraling out of control with her anger. Remember how at the beginning of the season, we were like, oh, this is a brand new Candiace. She's grown, she's matured, you know.
It's making me very sad to see.
I know.
Over little things, like these are such little things. And I think it's going to come back to bite her because, you know, people are going to say like, oh, she provokes people. Because maybe she's not touching people, or she's not the first person to throw things at people.
But her words slice like a knife, a sharp, you know, cut as a knife. And she does that. Like she goes for the jugular, which I can kind of understand because like if you're gonna be talking about me, you have to be prepared from what I say, you know. So, and I think that's how Candiace thinks, but a lot of people are like, you know, well, that's below the belt.
I mean, that's a talent to be able to.
And she's quick with it.
But goodness.
Yes, I know.
You got it.
Remember on Married to Medicine, that one girl would always say, "Yo mama." What's her name? Dr. Heavenly.
Oh, okay.
Was always saying, "Your mama," to she's not on the show anymore.
Quad?
No, not to Quad, to the other one. Quad used to be Quad's best friend. Mariah, yeah. And then now this is kind of what Candiace is doing to Mia. And it's a bit too much.
So she doesn't know the situation.
No, she doesn't know the story.
And when I think I watched, like, they have these like after show talks where they recap the episode.
Puts it on.
And she said that she said your mama because she thought that was safer than saying something, you know, like, you know, something that would really offend her. But she didn't know the situation with her mom. So it's just kind of like a classic your mama comeback, which I understand, like, you know, because she didn't know the situation, that she thought like, okay, I'm gonna just say your mama and be done with it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And I think Mia probably knew that because I'm pretty sure Mia didn't know her story, but it's the fact that everyone's like, oh, but you don't know what Mia's been through and don't talk about her mama like that. That's just kind of like amping it up a little more.
Right. Yeah, because, you know, Mia really wasn't even that upset when she said your mama's broke or whatever. You know, she wasn't. So yeah, and I don't know why they're throwing lettuce. Like, come on, at least throw some bread or some biscuits.
It's gonna hurt somebody. Go a little further.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to continue on this trip with their behavior, but we see that next week, you know, Candiace is unhinged and at the dinner.
And Chris has to try to calm her down, and she just.
So that's the question. Like, do you do that?
What?
Like does Chris try to calm her down, or does he just let her be? Because that can create a whole new situation. She seems like what was happening, you know?
Yeah, I think she's going into like kind of spoiled brat mode because like if you had some level of maturity, when you get mad and someone that you trust is trying to calm you down, you will kind of allow it, you know, but the fact that you're fighting them away, you're at a table full of people you know,
a restaurant full of people.
Yeah, you can't take a look in the mirror and just say like, whoa, I need to step away from this situation, or I need to calm down and shut up or something. And that's really disappointing to me that, this is how it is. Because I think she's like 30 now. So
yeah, it's almost like
20s anymore.
It's almost like she's acting like Monique when they got into the fight. Monique was like unhinged, and now she's acting like that. And someone should say that to her. Maybe that would calm her.
Because she asked if Chris ain't bothered by it. He the one that should be bothered by it.
Right. And especially like the way her mother always puts Chris down. So if you're gonna be mad at anybody, be mad at her.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, Mia shouldn't have asked, but let's move on. No, what's funny? Like, if you think about Wendy, this is something completely off topic. Wendy would have no story, none, if Giselle hadn't made that comment to her.
Sure. She would have her body. That's about it. But
yeah, and
it's over and gone by now.
Yeah, it's over. So Wendy Giselle really gave Wendy life. And she gave her a ton of followers, because now Wendy's at like 400 something followers. So, and I think deep down, like, they're still friends, that they're just concocting all this stuff. Maybe not, just for ratings and stuff. Yeah, I just don't trust anything that happens. Yeah. But since Giselle and Robin made that comment to Wendy has stopped showing her breastises as much.
Right. Yeah.
So she knew that they were right, or else she would have kept on doing it.
It was just too much.
Yes.
You can be sexy without doing all of that.
And she has been.
And if she wants to do, it just didn't, like, I completely get what they were saying, that it seems like something's off, because you're so polar opposite. Like, someone that likes to reveal themselves would already been doing it a little bit, and then like deep plunge things.
Right.
If they get their boobs done, it's going to be a little more, but not naked.
Yeah. And then also it's like, dress appropriately for the situation. If you're going to a club, have that all out. But if you're just going to dinner with the girls, it's just like, come on, you're trying too hard. If you're just riding a bus, you're trying too hard.
The reason that women, ask each other, hey, what are you wearing to this, is so that you can kind of match. You all are dressing the same way. Like, if you go casual, I'm gonna go casual. If you do it up, I'm gonna do it up. If you're gonna be sexy, I'm gonna be sexy.
Sexy, right.
Everybody else in sweats, and you over here.
It's a long. Yeah, but I'm glad that she got some sense, talked into her, and she's being more like Wendy, because she is on like a lot of TV shows now. But you know what? She's on Fox a lot, but she's like the dissenting view, like the Democrat on Fox. So, but good for her. Yeah. So next week is gonna be good.
Yeah.
But is it good? I'm getting tired of it. I am.
Giselle and Robin, I think, are going to come.
And I think they're coming. They don't want to be there. But remember, from Real Housewives of Atlanta, they are obligated to go on trips for their contract. So I think that's the only reason why Giselle and Robin came, is because contractually they have to, because it's not a vacation, it's a job.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I hope there are not any issues. I just hope the issues are with Candiace, since she already, started it up. And I hope Candiace is a lone wolf, and she looks stupid and she checks herself, or someone. Her.
But I don't think she realizes how stupid she looks, because I was watching Watch What Happens, and she was on there with actually a girl from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And what was interesting is last season was the first season of Salt Lake. And usually with Watch What Happens Live, the first person who walks in is the bigger star. And I was surprised that Andy had the Salt Lake City Meredith come in before Candiace. Candiace came in second. But that really surprised me. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that about the order that they come in. I don't think I've ever seen them come in before, actually.
Yeah. The first person who walks in and they sit right next to Andy. So they're usually the bigger star.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure Candiace was in her feels about not being able to come out first. You know. But it should be good next week. You know, they'll carry on the argument and maybe they'll have a resolution. Who knows? Yeah.
How many? I mean, I think we should probably be wrapping up the season soon, right?
Well, we're only at 13. I think last year they went to 19.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we still have the wedding, which we forgot to mention that Karen was nice enough. She's going to invite Giselle and Robin.
I really liked, how, I know we talked about this last week, but just how they were able to, like, you could tell that Giselle, like, actually enjoyed Robin. So whatever kind of relationship they have is really...
It's true, right?
It's really crazy because, even, on that show that I was telling you about where they talk about the show, she was just like, yeah, I like, that Giselle. That she said she liked that Karen and she really enjoyed her being there. She behaved. So,
right. Yeah.
And
they do have a friendship is what you're saying.
I don't know about the friendship. I don't know why they don't like each other.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just like a weird relationship that they're able to, like, I'm not going to say forgive, but put things aside and genuinely enjoy each other without being petty the whole time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I agree with that.
And that's good to see. Karen also told us that she is planning the wedding. So we're going to see how it goes, like what it looks like.
I'm shocked that she's not having a wedding planner. It must be money reasons, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not shocked. I mean, she'll try to pretend like it's because she wanted to have control over it, but I don't know.
About this. It has to be because everyone has some type of party planner. Like, even for the kids' birthday parties. Yeah. Well, all right, you guys, thank you for coming to our show.
Yes. Don't forget to comment below. Let us know your thoughts on this episode. Like our channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow us on Instagram at The Real on the Real.
And we will see you on Wednesday for
Married at First Sight.
Yep. Bye everyone.